How do you keep your creative ideas organized? Let's talk idea books. Alright, here's a simple trick for you stay-at-homes. Because if you work in something that's very creative or you have all sorts of ideas, and let's face it, even if you're raising children, you're going to have ideas, you're going to want to write things down, and a lot of people put them on post-it notes. Now, I'm a big fan of post-it notes, but not for ideas like this. Simply because what happens is that eventually they lose their stickiness, and then you find yourself saying, oh no, what am I going to do with this? I have no idea where it went. Where's my post-it note? So this is mine, this is my idea book. My idea book, and this is the new one because I've just been switching books around, and I'm going to see where I am. It has all sorts of things about editing and that sort of stuff. I write my ideas down in here and then I check them off. I don't scribble them out simply because I can then go back to my idea book at a later time and the idea, I can still see it. Some ideas I'll use, some ideas I won't. If I do use the idea, I try to put a little date by it so that way I have some idea that I've actually used it. Sometimes I forget. But it's really handy to have on hand simply because a lot of people are going, well, I do mine on my computer. Well, that's great. I have a laptop. I have all sorts of electronic devices. But a lot of times I'm in spots in my house where I can't use them, or if I'm using it, it could be because the power's out and I need some ideas. This idea book can go everywhere, and I can tape things into it, I can do all that, but you might be one of those people who decides that you want to have your idea book on your computer. That's really cool. It's sort of like, imagine Pinterest, only with more detail, simply because with that, it's more than just a picture. You can jot down things and you can keep notes, and it's all those wonderful ideas that you can have on hand right there when you need them, because you're not always going to be able to be around someplace that has electricity, and they're right handy for you. I like my idea book because I can simply write it down and then go back to it. It doesn't need to be detailed as it has to be, or it doesn't need to be as minuscule. It can be whatever. I don't have a limited amount of characters that I can write. I can write as detailed stuff that I want, and that's what's really cool about this. I can go on pages and pages about some idea, or just write a simple word. It's really easy. But it keeps me organized, and it keeps me so that I can flip back to the idea book and see if it worked, see if it's an idea I want to repeat. If it is, then I might transfer it over to something more organized, more detailed, put it on my computer so then I can share it with other people. But the idea book is basically just a doodle book, a notebook that I can write things down and go from there. Really simple. I'd like to know how you keep your ideas and how you keep going with them, simply because I wouldn't know these things, because I have problems with all sorts of ideas in my head and not knowing how to get them out, where to write them down. I've been known to send emails to myself with an idea, but that doesn't always work, and sometimes the email gets lost in that sort of, in the crowd of emails that I have and that sort of thing. So let me know some ideas that you have on keeping your ideas flowing. Remember to subscribe. Every Monday through Friday I do something different. On Monday it's for the at-home. On Tuesday it's a recipe. On Wednesday it's tips for running your house. On Thursday it's a cocktail. And on Friday morning you'll wake up in the morning with a recipe for a sweet treat. Remember, running your house doesn't always have to be a full-time job. Turn it into a hobby and have some fun.